Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Beards, Bourbon, and Games. I'm your co-host, Conqueror Corey. With me, I have Mike.
So much Resident Evil, so much survival horror, overload.
So, shortly after we talked about the Silent Hill announcements, yeah, Capcom said, "Hey, look what we got." Which
Yeah,
there's a spoiler. Theirs is not too surprising. We kind of knew about everything.
yeah.
So we wanted to start off with the biggest thing first. The thing that we're probably the most excited for. I'm kind of meh on because I'm just not a really big fan of Resident Evil 4.
What did he say?
I know people. Oh man, what am I saying? The internet is going to
Oh, they're
crucify
gonna
me.
destroy both of us. We've always said like Resident Evil 4 to me was the start of the downhill slope of the franchise because it was more action than horror. It was an action game. And let's just be honest. Yeah, that brought a lot of new blood into it, but it just it didn't give me the same chest tinglies.
Yeah, so hopefully here, well, it seems kind of horror-ish last couple episodes, but there's a new trailer. So we're gonna stop talking. We're gonna take a look at this trailer, throw in our commentary here and there, because we just got to talk about it, and let's see what they have.
Que la luz de tu gloria te ilumine hacia el paraíso. Acepta arrastrada por la locura y el pecado. El gozo en el paraíso y en tu seno inmaculado Dios de Dios.
You're here looking for someone? Maybe. Some missing señorita?
Ashley, where are you?
Your soul requires cleansing.
Oh.
Ashley Graham, are you in here?
Just let me go.
Listen. I'm hearing the president's orders and
What is that?
I'm
What
awesome.
do we do?
The lost lambs are escaping.
we need to go. I'm gonna get you home safe.
You can stop right there.
Ada, who are you? And what are you doing here?
My faithful disciple will show her the path.
Ashley, run!
The entire world shall overflow with his grace.
What's happening to me?
Now, abandon your body.
Leave the girl. She's lost no matter what.
Now that he has chosen death.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, this gave me a lot more. The more I see this, the more faith I kind of have that they're actually doing justice to this. I get more and more excited about it because it's a lot darker, it's a lot grittier. There's a lot more. It feels more like a survival horror game to me. From the trailers. Now, am I going to get into it and it's going to be this big run and shoot 'em up game again? It might. That's going to make me sad. But I think the same guy who did the Resident Evil 2 remake is in charge of this one. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I feel like he's popped up and was talking about it in the conference.
When I watch them hand code Veronica off to some B studio,
They might. Probably will, like they did with
RE3.
RE3. Man, that could have been so much.
But if you do, Capcom, and I know you don't want to listen to our channel because why would you be watching it? But if someone from Capcom happens to watch this, we don't want the multiplayer. Just make it a full first person. Dedicate all your dev resources to the first person. The first person. What am I talking about?
First person shooter. To the
Single player
story.
experience.
Yeah.
Because I blame I blame Resident Evil
Resistance, that was it.
Resistance
Yeah.
on the fact that we got a bunch of crap cut from RE3 remake.
Oh yeah, I agree with that 100%. It feels, I mean, like they cut the clock tower, which I mean, there's parts of the clock tower there. I just think they ran out of time. Is what it boils down to. Hopefully, they'll come with a director's edition at some point, and maybe they'll add stuff into it. But they could have definitely done a lot more with that game. I mean, I still have fun with it, but it's not as good as 2 was. The remake of 2.
Yeah, 2 got a lot more love, and it looks like they're trying to give 4 that same amount of love. And if you do, fantastic. If you don't, shame on you, Capcom.
Right.
But yeah, the problem I have with this is 4 has been remade almost as many times as Skyrim has been. It's becoming a meme at this point. They're just I expect it to launch on Android fridge at this rate. I mean, it just they keep I don't. It's gonna hang me again. I don't think 4 needed a remake. To be honest with you, I'm hoping they prove me wrong and I walk out of this as a wow. But the problem is I can't just say, hey, I'm hopeful for this without telling you some of my addressing the elephant in the room here
Right.
for me. So and I know people are going to say, well, you just went from saying, hey, you're kind of excited to now you're hated. I'm trying to push that aside and approach this with an open mind. I will tell you, and I think we actually mentioned in the previous video when we talked about the announcement of it. When they announced Resident Evil 4, I was disappointed because I wanted Code Veronica.
Yeah.
And I know people are like, well, you just shut up about Code Veronica already. There's a small pocket of us Code Veronica fans that the Resident Evil 4 fans would just love to hurl spears at. But
it was so good. Code Veronica was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I think it did a very good job.
It really needs that remake because
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4, it was the first Resident Evil to feature the over-the-shoulder camera. So there's nothing new there with this. Code Veronica would have been an entirely new perspective because it was over the shoulder. It would be over the shoulder experience in Code Veronica, and I think that would just be amazing. Now that it's very possible we'll get Code Veronica. Still, I hope so. I'm hopeful this does good. I don't want Capcom to struggle because we've been there. We've seen Capcom when they struggle. When they struggle, we didn't get a new Resident Evil for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do have to say though that Resident Evil 4 has such a huge following, even though that we're not huge fans of it. There's such a huge following of it that it's going to sell well. One of our buddies, Mystery Will, who's been in a few videos, that's the only Resident Evil he's ever played because it didn't scare him. And he hates playing scary games, and Resident Evil 4 didn't scare him because it was an action game. This new one is definitely giving me creepy vibes. But before we get too more deep to it, let's actually watch some of the gameplay. We actually got a gameplay trailer and see if that changes some of your. Alright, so right off the bat, this is darker, grittier than the original. It's definitely, the atmosphere is more frightening, which was a big thing for me in the original one. The atmosphere wasn't very frightening to me.
And the RE engine is always very beautiful. I really like that engine.
Yeah, they've done a good job on it.
Anyone home?
That's right, Leon. Just walk into their home. Don't even knock. Just go in. It's okay. You're a U.S. federal agent. One thing I will say though is playing Village gives you a whole new other perspective of Resident Evil 4. Maybe that's why they did 4 instead of Veronica.
Yeah.
Is because 4 really ties close with Village. Really close.
Yeah.
Hey. I read you. What's your situation? What the hell's going on? What was that?
What was that noise?
No fucking way.
Oh man, look at the stuff coming out of his face and stuff. You can crouch?
There'll be a lot of sneaky stealth.
President's daughter.
Bruce, this is Condor 1.
Hunnigan here. What's your sit rep?
President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
Baby Eagle.
Our intel was correct then. Well done.
Something's happened to the people here. My escorts are...
Here's Johnny. I'm awesome.
Holy shit.
There's the kick. They still have it in there.
Kill me for the repairs later.
That poor cow. That poor cow.
That bull did nothing. There's the most iconic enemy in the game.
Oh. Hold on. He's in the middle of an action sequence. Oh man, he's creepy looking.
Yeah.
He has no eyelids.
What did you think?
Yeah, that is the guy.
As you just saw,
So, some things that make me excited. Some things that don't make me excited. The atmosphere is a lot spookier, in my opinion. I definitely have a fear of tension when we were there walking through there. Unlike the first one, that just didn't really get that at all, to be completely honest with you. The guy with his head cocked sideways, that was creepy. That was awesome. And the little tentacles from the parasite coming out of him, that was cool. Still very action, but I feel like it's pulled back a little bit, personally. So I definitely have some high hopes on that. The chainsaw guy, close up looks a lot creepier. Yeah, he's missing his eye. He's missing his eyelids, and they're just staring out at the bag. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that enemy is very scary.
Overall, I'm more excited than I was when we originally heard, or like just but through the grapevine, that they were making for. But I'm skeptical for sure. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, time will tell at this point. I got my reservations, but I mean, it'll be a fun game. But, the reason why the remakes did so well is because people wanted to return to survival horror.
Yeah, and maybe they're doing that in this. I mean, they could be. We won't know till it comes out and we actually get more of our hands on.
Yeah.
One thing they didn't show in this that they did show in the main thing, the merchant is back. The merchant is there.
What are you buying?
Yeah. What are you selling? He is there. You do have the ammo case again that you have to, rearrange everything. That's still in the game.
This means our playthrough is going to be about 5 minutes of Mike meticulously rotating guns.
Yes, I promise to try to just skip past that. But everything has to fit perfectly. What I didn't see, they did talk about that ammo and scavenging stuff like that was really important. So I'm kind of hoping that we don't get that stuff where when the enemies die, they just spawn more ammo and stuff. I never was a big fan of that. I like the fact that I have to find it and it has to be there. I got to use it. So they did talk about that. So that gives me hope. I think that's about it.
All right.
But enough about Resident Evil 4. Let's go move on to stuff we've heard about for a while. We got an official title for the expansion now. It's called the Winter's Expansion. They kind of did a full breakdown of it, what all you're going to get into it, which, for the most part, we all kind of knew about. But let's check it out.
World premiere. They do that to make us feel special.
The Winter's legacy lives on in Capcom.
Oh, miss Ethan.
Birthday
I actually liked him.
I did too.
I just want to find my daughter.
I'll always be there for
Oh
you.
yeah, this is
No
the
matter
third person mode. It doesn't show his face.
You are my precious Rose.
And I didn't care. So long as we were together.
I almost talked about the big reveal there.
I'm so sorry. I love you.
Oh, that thing looks creepy.
Sometimes, when I feel lost or afraid, I try to imagine what he might have said to me.
No matter, your imminent demise
Oh, Duke.
is inevitable.
I love you, but I won't let anything happen to Rose.
I've got this.
I still love that. Because it makes Chris look like he's turned into a werewolf.
I'm Kento Kinoshita, the director of the Winter's Expansion. Ethan gave his life to protect Rose. And in the end, you see how she's grown. What kind of person is 16-year-old Rose? That's what we wanted to explore, so we decided to have her at that age in this expansion.
You said you had something important to tell me?
She's trying to get rid of her unwanted powers, but to do that, she is forced to return to the origin of her misfortune. We thought that concept had a lot of potential for an interesting story, So the setting this time is the realm of consciousness. Going back one more time
See,
to
that kind of
village.
breaks away from the traditional Resident Evil route.
Yeah.
But it is DLC,
The word nightmare
so
is
I'll keep,
synonymous
again,
with
I'm
fear.
going to keep my mind open.
For instance, if you've ever had a childhood fever that caused a nightmare, even if they only last for an instant, like the feeling of being attacked by a giant doll, or something else
crap.
similarly so completely unrealistic,
That-
can
that
remain
is
as a
nightmare fuel
fragment
right
of a
there.
memory for the rest of your life. I wanted the core of the feeling of fear to come from the kind of memories and nightmares that still haunt people to this day. We wanted to choose characters that would interest people who didn't play the Mercenaries mode, but would be interested in playing a different type of character. There are characters called Lords, and playing as them allows you to perform amazing skills and attacks that a regular human could not. Being able to play them was more fun, so that's why we chose those characters.
One of her abilities is
Balance
throwing a
this to
chair.
ensure that as little time as possible was spent waiting for enemies to appear. For instance, if a player doesn't finish off an enemy, it will chase after the player. We made adjustments like this to raise the tempo and increase the fun of defeating enemy after enemy.
Okay.
In an FPS, you experience the game world as if it's through your own eyes. So it can be incredibly scary to play a horror game from that perspective. There are some players out there who might find it too scary or experience motion sickness in the first-person perspective. They might not enjoy the FPS genre. So we wanted to make a third-person mode for those players, to enjoy the game to its fullest.
I wonder how hard that was. Or if they just kind of like zoomed out.
While there's still a sense of
Well,
immersion and fear,
the player
from a
base
third-person
modded it, so
perspective, when the player character dies, it doesn't feel as much like you yourself are dying, and you can enjoy playing it as a game.
Wasn't that the
confront
whole
fear
idea of the
creates,
original game
which is a
of
very
like 7
different
was you
experience.
felt like you were the character?
I think third-person mode is a perfect way for people to
You never
return
actually-
to
that's why you never
Resident
saw his
Evil
face and
Village
stuff?
as both a game and an experience. Wouldn't it be okay to show Ethan's face? We gave that question some thought. So even in third-person mode, if you try to turn the camera to see his face, Ethan will look away, and you're not quite able to get a good look. Each of the 3 editions are interesting in their own way, and we hope you really enjoy the expansion. Please look forward to it. Thank you.
So, a couple things.
Okay.
One, the Rose expansion, I like that.
Mhm.
I'm willing to keep an open mind to it. Like I said, it's a little bit supernaturally for me, but you know I like Silent Hill, so I'll probably end up liking that. Because the Resident Evil's kind of branched off into a little bit of the supernatural realm a little bit with these metamucite parasites and everything like that. But
Yeah, it has.
while still trying to give an explanation of scientifically. But anyways, I'm excited. I hate to see Ethan as a character go. I think over the last couple 2 games, I've gotten pretty attached to him as a protagonist. I really like his banter that he has with Chris Redfield a lot.
Mhm.
Just the way that Chris does and antagonizes them all through 8. I just love it. But it's interesting to watch it end. Mercenaries, I do not care about that mode whatsoever.
I don't either. I know a lot of people like it, but it just never really connected with me.
Yeah, just we play Resident Evil for Resident Evil,
Yeah.
and not for a free for all shooter. If we want a free for all shooter, we'll play Killing Floor or Dark Tide when it comes out. And then last but not least, the third person mode. I'm actually glad they did this. It might actually add a little bit of perspective to the game. And let us know down in the comments below if you actually want to see us play through third person mode of RE8 Village. I've been kind of toying around with it in my head. I think it'll be a fun little experience, but you let us know if you think that'll be something fun to watch, and we'll certainly do it. What are your thoughts, Mike?
Well, the same lines. I'm just kind of keeping an open mind at this point. I think I think the Rose stuff is kind of interesting. The fact that the Winters thing is coming to an end, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it should be 3 games instead of just 2." But Ethan's gone now, and we're
Well,
following Rose.
he was though that person walking down when that SUV left. A spoiler warnings, by the way. If you haven't played in Beat Village and you're watching this, why are you watching this? But as the SUV drives down the way, that person that we thought was Ethan, it actually was Ethan Motters. Unlocked the camera and zoomed down, and it was Ethan. So
the thing with that is, like, would they just put that there because they need somebody walking down, or what?
True.
Or maybe they were trying to figure out if they wanted to bring him back or how they wanted it. So, I'm kind of interested to see what plays out in this, like what actually happens with Rose. With it being in her head, it's going to be interesting, like to see what her powers do and how she gets rid of them if she actually does. We don't even know how long the DLC is. I mean, it don't even be that long. So.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because she's technically half human, half mold.
Yeah.
Because Ethan, you find out the question that the biggest thing that me and Mike griped about Resident Evil 7 and 8 was like, he chops it, he loses his hand, he puts it back on, just pours some medical juice on it, and it just heals instantly. I'm like, man, that stuff is amazing. But then we find out it wasn't really that. It was just accelerated growth, and he's a mold.
Yep.
Which makes perfect sense.
So much more sense now.
But yeah, like I said, we'll definitely play it. We were excited for it. We're actually planning on playing it the day it comes out, hopefully. And just kind of, it's Resident Evil. It's going to hold us over until 4 comes out.
Yep. And then whatever comes after, what's Resident Evil 9 going to be, So.
Yeah. So, speaking of Resident Evil 9, on the opposite end of that spectrum, some of the things that we're really least excited about.
Yes.
Is Reverse, which is pretty much Resistance 2.0, because Capcom, they cannot help themselves but to try to cash in on that Call of Duty pop, that battle royale. This is a hero battle royale, isn't it?
Yeah, this was supposed to be out over a year ago, when Resident Evil Village came out, and I don't know what happened to stop them from coming it out, but it's crossplay. We know that now.
I thought it had always been out. When you told me that, hey, Reverse is coming out, I was like, wait, hasn't it been out for a year?
No,
that's how little invested I am in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it finally drops, we can actually try it. I'll try it out and see how it is. I may be put as a surprise. I may be like, hey, yeah, this is great, but historically, unless it's Outbreak, which, oh my god, please do an Outbreak remake.
Why is it not a thing?
Oh, that'd be so great. If you want a multiplayer game, do Outbreak. Holy crap.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Outbreak with today's gaming network infrastructure.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the biggest problem about I think that's why I think Outbreak came out ahead of its time. Because even though the PS2 had modem connectivity, most people in America did not have the internet infrastructure unless you lived in a city.
Right.
Big city. So you really couldn't enjoy it, especially people like us. Mike and I, we both come from the boondocks areas, that real rural. I remember Mike was the first one to get broadband. I was still on dial-up. Shout out to anybody. Leave a comment down below if you know what I'm talking about. But we never got to enjoy that. But man,
how old are you?
On modern, like honestly, if they just ported the game as it is over, I think it would sell well.
Oh yeah.
If they just ported it over with modern Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus functionality, Steam, it would sell like hotcakes. Let me tell you, because I know there are some mods.
I'd buy it in a heartbeat. Too.
Heck yeah, to play with the modern multiplayer features of today, you better believe. So maybe that might be their next project. I hope it is. It'd be great. I never really played through Outbreak because I didn't have a chance to enjoy it.
Yep.
To the extent that it was meant to be enjoyed. So, but yeah, we're gonna ramble here. So we're gonna move on to something that's not as exciting as Outbreak. But here it is: Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. I mean, Reverse.
Mission adjustment?
No, doesn't change anything.
Been a while since we fought together, Captain.
Doing nothing but recon's gotten me out of shape.
Let's have some fun, people.
Move out.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You know, I just imagine the shareholders at Capcom. They keep asking themselves why we're never satisfied, and they think we're the problem. And they're like, "We gave them an arena shooter. Why are they upset?" You know, people like PUBG. Why are they upset? You know, which I know. Look, internet. I know this is nowhere near PUBG levels. Just bear with me here. I'm just venting at this point. Um, I I love that they act shocked when they get poor reception to things.
Yeah.
Me, I'm used to it. I'm a Mega Man fan. I got the Mega Man shirt on today, and they make it their life dream, their purpose, just to crap on us as much as they can because they just do not care about us at all. It got so bad that they gave us a gotcha game, and we just kind of shrugged our shoulders and said, "You know what? It's the closest thing to X9 we're going to get." I am not excited for this at all.
No.
I have zero interest to play it at all, just because I just do not like this type of game. Now, if you love this type of game and you get enjoyment out of it, I wish you Godspeed. Everybody has their own taste. If you like it, great. I hope it's successful. I hope you're able to play it and enjoy it to the fullest extent. But to me, I have zero interest in this. Just yeah, I don't know how many more times I can say it like that and get my point across. I feel like I can say it 100 times and not get my point across of how much I don't care about this game. What about you, Mike?
Oh, I'm so excited for it. I'm just like I can't. I've been waiting for it to year. No, it was
how
like
much bourbon did you drink to be able to finish that sentence with a straight face?
Well, my cup's empty. I'll put it that way. I've had to switch to Dr. Pepper because I'm out. But no, I don't care. I really just don't care. I will be honest with you. When it comes out, I will play it, and I will make Corey play it just so that we can try it out.
Man,
and we can. And when I go into it, I'm going to try to go into it with an open mind, but it's really hard because I just don't care about the multiplayer Resident Evil games. Traditionally, they're bad, except for Outbreak, like we said. So that's that.
Yeah, the entire time you make me play that. The entire time I'm going to be playing, I'm going to just say nothing but we could be playing Outbreak right now. We could be playing Outbreak right now. And granted, we suck at hero arena shooters. We wanted to do a video over Gundam, and I'm totally telling on this here.
Oh God!
We wanted to do a video of Gundam Evolution. We jumped into it. Mike and I do not play Overwatch at all. I'm gonna draw you a mental picture. Have you ever watched a lion take down a gazelle? We were the gazelles.
We played this game for probably 2 hours trying to get some sort
win.
It's some sort of okay footage. Like, us losing, that's not a big deal. We lose a lot of things. We're horrible at it. But the stuff we were doing was so bad. Because we just don't play those games. And it was just... It was god-awful. That's the only way to put it. It was awful. And we finally went, yep, let's put this on the shelf and never talk about it. Deleted the video files. I didn't want that on the internet at all to possibly come back to bite me in the butt. It's just gone.
But yeah, like I said, maybe it could be fun, but even if Reverse is fun, I'd imagine it being fun for all of I'm gonna be generous here and give it 30 minutes.
Yeah.
before the okay, I get what this is all about. I'm good.
Every
Where
time I
it's
see
at.
stuff like that, though, like, I go back to you could be working on a sequel, or you could be fixing Resident Evil 3, or you could be
Working on Outbreak.
Code Veronica.
But
Instead
I
of putting your
guarantee,
resources into that.
okay, I guarantee you this game is going to have microtransactions.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be skins, things like that. I guarantee it.
There's a battle pass already that they were talking about launching. More characters,
and that is why this game exists. They want a live service game.
Yep.
I hate that term so bad.
I do too.
And I get it. Got to please shareholders when you're a publicly traded company. I don't like shareholders. I think they ruin our hobby. But I understand. I'm not a business expert. I know you have to have people fund the game, and in order to keep them on board, you have to make them money in microtransactions. Let's face it. There's whales out there. They will give the money.
Yep.
But part of me is just like, if you just make a good game, you'll make a lot of money. But I guess the problem is it's not continual revenue, and that's what people business. That's what investors want.
So everything's subscription service now. It's that every month you get a automatic check.
Well, I mean, it's Game Pass does it pretty well.
Yeah, no, Game Pass.
But they give you value. They give you something that draws you in to pay that monthly fee.
Yep.
Now I don't know how much they lose, which of course Microsoft can always lose the money. But that can be a different video. I'm sorry, I'm ranting here. It's just that I'm just gonna sum it up one more time. I have no interest in this game. But let us know if you do. If you don't, if you do, great. I'm excited for you. If you don't, come join our bandwagon, and we'll just say we hate you, Capcom, when you do crap like this. So that's all I got to say on this matter. I mean, I can't unless you want me to just repeat. I'm not looking forward to this. It can be a remix video of me saying, "I don't like this. I don't like this."
I'm just gonna start turning into a drinking game. Every time you say that, I'm just gonna take a big swig of bourbon.
Your liver is not ready for that.
No, it's not. I gotta work my way up. We'll start with our last video with me saying, "I'm so excited. I'm so excited." Overall, the Konami one was so much better than this. I was so. I'm about to say it again. I was so much more excited for the Konami one than I was actually this one. Resident Evil 4.
This is all they had?
That was it. That's it. That's all they had.
I was expecting more. I haven't watched this presentation, so this is my first time seeing every bit of this, by the way, for everyone watching.
They did it all in like this nice little self-contained package where this person walks into a mansion and the Duke's talking from somewhere, and that was kind of neat. I really liked that, but I feel like we just kind of rehashed some of the same things. It's good to see more footage from Resident Evil 4. That I'm actually more excited about. I will say that I'm pretty excited about that. The Village expansion I was already excited for. I didn't really need to see this again. I knew this was coming out. The mail we basically got was, hey, it's called the Winters expansion now, and you're gonna get some of these little things. And oh, look, there's RE-verse that Corey doesn't care about.
No, I got a question. Was this announced before or after Silent Hill, or Konami announced their Silent Hill? Oh, it was announced before.
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say, you know what? If you said after, I'd believe it, because man, this feels like a knee jerk, even though it's not a knee jerk.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Konami decided to do theirs a day before, just to mess with them, because they're in my mind they're the two big survival horror fighters.
It worked because I'm looking at this Capcom one, and it's just not impressing me right now.
It is not me either.
After Konami dropped all that, and let me tell you, I'm not giving Konami a pass. I have my own gripes with Konami about
I have a lot of gripes with Konami. A lot of gripes.
They did do that right.
Yes, they did.
And I will give them credit where credit is due. And Capcom, they were on such a good path. When RE2 remake came out, they were solid. I was like, yes, the old Capcom is back. We're back to the glory days where Capcom made good games, and then all of a sudden we started noticing the downward spiral again. So I feel like we're on a roller coaster of 2009 again.
Oh,
right after the Resident Evil 5 release.
Don't say that.
Resident Evil 6. Mike's having PTSD right now.
But enough of us ranting. What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Are you excited for all this stuff? I mean, like I said, I am for Resident Evil 4 and the Winter's expansion, but I already was. Are you excited for Artiverse? Is it great? Is it the best thing ever? Are you really excited about it? Go microtransactions, you know. Is that your thing? Convince us that we need to be excited for this, because I can't get there. Oh, gotta take a shot. Well, just let us know what you think. If you like this video, please check out our Silent Hill one. First impressions on that. It's a lot more exciting. We're a lot more happy with that. If you like this kind of content, we do have a lot of survival horror Let's Plays on our channel. We play a lot of those games. We're honestly about to drop the Retro Survival Horror game for this month. It should start probably tomorrow. But as always, I'm your co-host Mike, and with me was...
Uncle Tori.
And we'll... See ya.
See ya.